I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Yuta Saros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to the Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Sonny. And before we get to the No Half Step in hockey coverage, first, let me introduce you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you learn everything you need to know about the show and what you're getting educated about the show. Click on that merchandise tab. Going to take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt, our pride logo t-shirt, all of our different special event t-shirts, and so much more. All the gimmicks you come to know and love and expect from Renegades Puck are still available in our online store, whether that is socks, throw pillows, wall art, bed sets, or so much more. Something like 88 different items with our logo on it. Best said, we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. You can find us on X and Threads. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook, TikTok as well. So please take just a second and give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscription on any of those different platforms, whatever it is you prefer. Jump in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. YouTube, we sure could use your assistance right over there, and we sure do appreciate all of our new subscribers. So check us out by searching Renegades of Puck on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. That's where you'll find the latest episodes of Renegades of Puck TV, all of our preview segments, our recap segments, and all of our different specialty segments. We post them all there on our YouTube channel. Thanks to the Full Press Predators Network, the Full Press NHL Network, we have gone from local to global in 2023 and continued that momentum well on into 2024. So stick taps, love, and respect to everyone who's checked out the show and helped make us an incredible success in the podcast world. You can find us on Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon, several other platforms. Just search Renegades of Puck in your preferred platform today, and stick taps, love, and respect to everybody at the Full Press NHL Network for all of the hard work they've done behind the scenes to help make us such a great success. Venmo, that is how you can support the show financially. Just go to Venmo and search Renegades of Puck, or scan the QR code that is currently on your screen. Every dollar goes a long way to helping the Renegades of Puck, and we sure do appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time and helping us out with several different large projects over the last couple of years since we first launched this project. We always need the help, and we always need the support, and thanks to generous renegades like you watching and listening right now, we've been able to make some significant upgrades, and we sure do appreciate that. Stick taps, love, and respect. It means a lot to have the support from such a great audience out there. It's great to be in the trenches with each and every one of you. Now listen, I know it's time for the No Half Step in hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. At this moment in hockey history, we pause to recap the 2023-2024 NHL season for the Nashville Predators. We're going to do this in chunks of 5 games at a time, so here we go. It's time for the Rebirth Sports season recap.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to November the 4th of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were in Edmonton to face off against the Oilers on a continuation of their CMA road trip, the middle game of the 5-game road trip. Nashville Predators head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines in the following way. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist make up your first line. Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista your second line. Trennan, Sissons, and Cole Smith on the third line. Foudy, Parsonen, and Tomasino back in the lineup. That's the important notation right there. Yossi and Fabro, Luzana, and Carrier Del Gaizo making his NHL debut for the Nashville Predators, with Barry McDonough out as a scratch. We are 127 into the game in Edmonton, which of course has been a house of horrors for the Nashville Predators in recent seasons. And at 127 of the first period, Campbell coming with a save on Del Gaizo. It's the first shot of the game and the first shot on goal for Del Gaizo in his NHL career. 154 into the first period. Predators. Lankinen coming up with a save on Nugent Hopkins. At 2:09 of the first period, Gagne hits the post, so we see iron struck early here in the first. At 3:58 of the first period, Lankinen coming up with a save on Matthias Ekholm at 5:05 of the first period. It's Campbell coming up with a save on Sherwood. 7:26, Lankinen back to work, coming up with a save on Connor McDavid at 9:36 of the first period. We see our first special teams action as Luzon is off to the box. 2 minutes for holding. Never a good idea to put the Edmonton Oilers on the power play, and it certainly was not right here as Darnell Nurse cashes in for the Edmonton Oilers, his second goal of the season. It was a long shot that hit a post, then a body, then a post, and then it went in. So quite the pinball action to find its way in the back of the net, but it does beat Lankinen and the Nashville Predators and gives the Edmonton Oilers a 1-0 lead in the first period. But just seconds later, at 10:22 of the first period, Philip Forsberg's second goal of the season ties the game up at 1 apiece. It was a wraparound and a beauty. Del Gaizo started the play and gets his first assist of his NHL career in his first game. Philip Forsberg does the work, though, taking it behind the net off the rush and tucking the puck in. He had Campbell beaten easily. The only question was whether he'd be able to finish the play in the tuck, and he does for his second of the season. Philip Forsberg's got the Preds on the boards. 11:12 of the first period. Lankinen coming up with a save on Bouchard. 12:04. Campbell comes up with a save on Sherwood. 16:58. Desharnais is off to the box. 2 minutes for puck over the glass. We see Lankinen have to come up with a huge shorthanded save on Ryan Nugent Hopkins. Then Campbell comes up with one save while he is on the penalty kill on Nyquist. 16:15 of the first period. Campbell comes up with a save on Smith with the paddle and out of play. And then we have 16:15. Yeah, that's Smith with the paddle. And then at 19:04, Campbell comes up with a save on Fabro. At 19:34, Lankinen comes up with one final save of the period on Gagne. End of the first period. A lot of back and forth action. The Oilers outshoot the Predators in the first 11 shots to 10. Just 22 seconds in, and it's the cleanest sheet of ice you can find. It's O'Reilly scoring his fifth goal of the season. It was a rebound put back off Forsberg shot from out high. This gives the Nashville Predators a 2-1 lead. Ryan O'Reilly wins a battle there at the side post, and he gets to the puck first. Not by much, but just enough to sweep the puck into the net. Preds lead 2-1 early in the second period. At the 59-second mark of the second period, it's Lankinen coming up with a save on Fogle. At 2:47 of the second, it's Kane off the box. 2 minutes for high sticking on Alex Carrier. Campbell comes up with a save on Tommy Novak with Parsonen setting the screen in front. Then it is O'Reilly cashing in on the power play for the Preds. His second goal of the period, his sixth goal of the season. Not quite a backdoor tap-in, but he was over on the other side of the back post, and he gets the feed from Philip Forsberg and puts the puck into the open net, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-goal lead, 3-1 over the Oilers here in the second period. But at 3:36 of the second period, it's Carey off the box. 2 minutes for holding the stick on Connor McDavid. Lankinen's going to come up with a save on Nugent Hopkins, and then Bouchard is going to finish off this power play for the Edmonton Oilers with his fourth goal of the season. The Preds PK unit put up a valiant effort before this long shot ended up finding its way to the back of the net. Luzon had blocked numerous shots, possibly credited with 3 during this one penalty kill shift. The unit was incredibly exhausted, and the Edmonton Oilers seized on that, took advantage of it. Good puck movement. Bouchard from out high gets Edmonton their second goal of the game. Now Nashville leads 3-2 here in the second period. 5:30 of the second period. McLeod's off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking on Tomasino, and a good scoring attempt it was that prevented by the hook of McLeod. Novak is then off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking. That's going to create a 4-on-4 scenario for 1 minute and 25 seconds. Lankinen would come up with a save on Bouchard. Campbell would come up with a save on Nyquist, and then Edmonton would pick up another penalty bench minor. Too many men, putting the Preds back on the power play. The Oilers penalty kill unit would hold. We would see an end to that special teams bonanza, and the Edmonton Oilers would just be fueled up and ready to go once we got back to 5-on-5 hockey. Dominance coming. 11:09 of the second period. Lankinen a save on Nugent Hopkins. 11:53 another save on Nugent Hopkins. 12:15 Lankinen a save on Nurse. 12:47 Lankinen a save on Fogle. 13:10 Lankinen a save on Nurse. 2 minutes and 30 seconds with the Nashville Predators D trapped in their own zone and just absolute dominance by the Edmonton Oilers. It was the most bend not break scenario that I've seen for this Nashville Predators team, and one that they would fail on time and time again in the past. Maybe it was just good puck luck. Maybe it was something different with this team, but the Nashville Predators typically end up folding at the end of this, not with their netminder making this many saves. At the whistle that they finally got, television timeout, maybe the best placed TV timeout of the entire season. Flipping over to the back sheet and also taking a deep breath from this broadcast, 14:42 of the second period, Campbell comes up with a save on Smith. The first Preds shot since 6:52. That's 8 minutes about. 15:13 of the second period. It's Novak, his 6th goal of the season. Bar down finish off the rush, set up by Luke Evangelista. Great finish, great play, great rush all around by the Nashville Predators right here. And Tommy Novak, all he does is make plays. The Nashville Predators now hold a 4-2 lead over the Edmonton Oilers. At 15:52 of the second period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Nurse. 16:25, Lankinen a save on Hyman's backhand. At the post, 18:45, Campbell back to work, picking up a save on Evangelista. At 18:50, Campbell one more save on Nyquist, plus the rebound follow-up. We hit the end of the second period. Incredible amount of shots on goal by both teams in the second. Now, each team with 25 for the game. We head on over to the third period. We are 1:12 into the third, and Campbell's coming up with a save on Trennan. 1:54 of this third period. Lankinen comes up with a save on McLeod. At 2:25 of the third period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Fogle, plus the rebound follow-up by McLeod. A really strong save right here. At 5:53 of the third period, Kane and Parson each off to the box, 2 minutes each. There was a tripping and an embellishment involved in those calls. It leads to a 4-on-4 where Lankinen has to come up with the best save of the scenario, and that is on McDavid with the big kick out. 8:05 of the third period, Lankinen comes up with a save on Hyman after a terrible turnover right there on top of the blue paint. This was really another tremendous save by Lankinen. 8:32 of this third period. O'Reilly's 7th goal of the season, his 3rd goal of the game. That's right, O'Reilly with a hat trick. It's jam at the side of the net. Initially not seen, so initially not ruled a goal. The play continued on, and the Preds actually scored again. So they had to rewind the clock after doing a quick review and realized that the initial goal went in at 8:32, so they put the time back on the clock. Credited O'Reilly with his 3rd goal of the game, his 7th of the season, giving him a hat trick for the game, and giving the Nashville Predators a 5-2 lead in the third period. Midway through the third period at the 10:10 mark, Lankinen comes up with a save on Fogle. 12:41, Lankinen comes up with another save on Bouchard. At 13:39, Lankinen a save on Desharnais' heavy shot from out high. At 15:03 of the third period, Lankinen continues doing work with a save on McLeod. At 18:19, Campbell comes up with a save on Luzon. And at the 19-minute mark of the third period, Kevin Lankinen makes his final save of the game, and that one comes on Hyman. The Nashville Predators close things out in Edmonton in regulation. Significance right there because it has been a long time since the Preds have beaten the Edmonton Oilers in regulation. Your final score is 5-2. The Edmonton Oilers end up out shooting the Nashville Predators 35-34. Preds did an incredible job at 5-on-5 hockey, did not give up a goal in 5-on-5, gave up 2 power play goals against the Edmonton Oilers, but then again, everybody is susceptible to giving up power play goals to that lethal offense. It did not end up hurting the Nashville Predators, whose offense explodes. Riley and Forsberg will have their final numbers and tallies coming up here in the analysis, but just an incredible night for the first line of the Nashville Predators. And to see O'Reilly out there looking like there's 10 years off of his age, he just looks as fresh as can be out there in this game and looked like he really wanted to help lead this Nashville Predators team. And Forsberg did the same, and you got to give Lankinen so much credit in the instant analysis and wrap of this. The sequence that he faced when the Nashville Predators D was just trapped out there, when Delgado and Fabra were out there for 2.5 minutes, coming up with, I think, 5 to 6 total saves in that sequence. Easily one of the best goaltending sequences of the entire season for this Nashville Predators team. And for Lankinen, rusty in his first start, not rusty at all in this one against the Edmonton Oilers. Thought he was tremendous. Came up with a lot of big saves and a lot of really, really big, timely moments. So the Nashville Predators secure a victory in Edmonton, their first victory on the CMA road trip. We've got so much more coming up on this game. We've got the box score, we've got analysis, and so much more coming up on the Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been. what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to November the 7th of the year, 2023, when the Nashville Predators were continuing on with their CMA road trip in Calgary to take on the Flames for the first meeting of the regular season. Head coach Andrew Burnett deployed his lines in the following ways. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist make up your first line. Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista make up your second line. Trennan, Parsonen, and Sissons, a bit of a change right there. Parsonen at center. Foodie, McCarron, and Smith make up your fourth line. Yossi and Fabro, Luzon and Carrier, Delgado and Barry make up your defensive pairings. McDonough still scratched day to day. UC Saros gets the start in net. We are 1:16 into the first period, and UC Saros coming up with a save on Coleman, the first shot on goal of the game. At 1:42 of the first period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Pospisil. At 3:29, Markstrom comes up with a save on O'Reilly's redirect. First Nashville Predators shot of the game. But the Predators would follow that up with their next shot of the game coming at 4:35 of the first. It would be McCarron, his first goal of the season. A redirect at the top of the crease. Foodie set up the play right there. The Nashville Predators have a 1-0 lead in Calgary over the Flames. So again, McCarron, his first of the season. At 6:37 of the first period, Saros comes with a save on Pospisil again. 7:41 of the first period, Luzon is off the box. 2 minutes for interference. We'll see our first special teams action of the game. And UC Saros coming up with a save on Sharangovich, plus the rebound jam opportunity. Solid PK. Fabro and Sissons get credit for strong shifts out there for the Nashville Predators. At 9:16 of the first period, Markstrom comes up with a save on Cole Smith at 10:49 of the first. Saros comes up with a save on Uyghur. 11:24. UC Saros comes up with a save on Zari, plus the rebound follow-up from out high. Then a save on Kadri, plus his follow-up. Then another save on Zari. It turns out to be 5 saves in a total of 16 seconds. I thought Lankinen had a busy sequence the other night for the Nashville Predators. This was by far the top goaltending sequence of the season for this Nashville Predators team. 5 saves in 16 seconds of game time. At 12:54 of the first period, Markstrom comes up with a save on Fabro. At 14:34 of the first period, it's Sherwood's third goal of the season. Give and go tap in off of the rush with Luke Evangelista. Tommy Novak did all of the hard work to start and spring the play all the way back from his own defensive zone. And then Evangelista and Sherwood go to work. Sherwood gets the finish with his third of the season, giving the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead over the Calgary Flames. At 14:47 of the first period, UC Saros comes to save on Backlund. 15:21. Saros comes with another save on Backlund. At 15:34 of the first period, Hannafin hits the post at close range. 16:49, UC Saros comes with a save on Uyghur. At 18:47 of the first period, Zadorov comes up with a penalty, 2 minutes for elbowing on Luke Evangelista. Stuck out the elbow, taking down Evangelista in his defensive zone. The Flames penalty kill unit would hold. We would hit the end of the first period. The Nashville Predators are being outshot 17-6. But hold a 2-0 lead in this game. The Preds would get a power play carryover into the second period onto the clean sheet of 47 seconds, but would not be able to generate a single shot on goal on the entirety of the power play. Not just in the 47 seconds into the second period, but the entirety of the power play. At 1:08 of the second period, UC Saros comes with a save on Kadri off of the rush. At 1:21, Markstrom comes with a save on Smith off of the rush, trading chances back and forth up and down the ice to start the second period. 4:01 of the second period, Markstrom comes up with a save on Sherwood. At 5:37 of the second period, Saros comes with a save on Lindholm. McCarron helps clear the rebound out of a glorious secondary scoring opportunity. At 6:33 of the second period, Markstrom comes with a save on Luke Evangelista. Tommy Novak setting a good screen. 6:52, Markstrom a save on Yossi. Preds sustained pressure for an entire strip. Their best pressure of the entire game, without a doubt. 7:48 of the second period, UC Saros comes with a save on Anderson. 8:35, another save on Kadri. At 9:30 of the second period, the captain Roman Yossi for the Nashville Predators off the box. 2 minutes for high sticking all the way in his own defensive zone as the Nashville Predators were breaking out. He gets caught with the high stick. 0 shots on goal allowed by the Nashville Predators penalty kill unit. Another outstanding set of shifts by Trennan and Fabro. out there on the PK unit for the Nashville Predators. At 12:29 of the second period, Markstrom comes with a save on the captain Roman Josi and Tommy Novak's follow-up. At 14:21 of the second, Markstrom comes with a save on Nyquist from the half wall. Took a little bit longer than he might have wanted to get the one-timer set up, so it just turns into a regular wrist shot. By the time he gets it off, easily found by Markstrom. At 15:05 of the second period, Dubé comes up with his second goal of the season, getting Calgary on the board. It was a 5-hole trickler. Look, the shot wasn't a trickler. The shot was a pretty good, solid bomb, but it trickled through the 5-hole across the goal line and into the net, and it should have been stopped by UC Saros. He could see this one, no traffic in front, and he should have stopped this one right here. Nashville leads 2-1 over the Calgary Flames here. We flipped it back to the sheet and continue on with the second period, 16:23 of the second period. It's Sherwood off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping on Coleman. UC Saros comes with a save on Kadri, and another outstanding penalty kill by the Nashville Predators, just getting better and better as this game goes along on the shorthanded side of things. 18:58 of the second period, Saros comes with a save on Backlund. The Flames have Nashville pinned in since the power play expired. They're closing out the second period by, frankly, running the Nashville Predators off of the rink. At the end of the second period, Calgary is out shooting Nashville 27-15. We've got a 1-goal game heading into the third period. At 1:10 of the third period, Tommy Novak hits the post at 1:29 of the third period. You see Saros comes with a save on Backlund at 4:01 of the third. Saros comes with a save on Anderson at 4:30 of the third period. You see Saros comes with a save right here on a partial breakaway. And at 4:44 of the third period, it's Hanifin getting his second goal of the season. It was a wrist shot snipe from the high slot. Just so much pressure by the Calgary Flames. You could just feel this goal coming, and the Calgary Flames tie the game up at 2 apiece. At 6:24, though, it's Coleman, his third goal of the season. He goes short side for the finish on a 2-on-1 after a turnover by the Nashville Predators, and just like that, the Calgary Flames have a 3-2 lead after trailing the entire game up to this point. Now 6:24 into the third period, Calgary moves ahead by 1, 3-2. At 7:26 of the third period, Ruzicki goes off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping on Foudy. Foudy using that speed and separation again to make a play, and this time drawing a penalty, earning a power play for his team. But it was UC Saros coming up with the biggest save of the exchange. It was a shorthanded save on Lindholm's breakaway. At 10:52 of the third period, Forsberg hits the post. Josi has a great rebound follow-up on the other side of the net. It is blocked by Weegar, probably the most timely shot block of this entire game. 13:23 of the third period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Pospisil. At 14:39 of the third period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Backlund. At 15:39 of the third period, UC Saros comes up with another save on Pospisil. And at 16:54, Markstrom comes up with a save on Sissons. Only the third shot on goal of the third period for the Nashville Predators. We have a bunch of different empty net scenarios. The Preds trying to get Saros off the ice to get the extra attacker on, but they can't quite get themselves together out there, and they end up pulling Saros and putting him back on the ice multiple times before Kadri puts the puck into the empty net. 18:21. Another Nashville Predators turnover here in the third period. Calgary leads 4-2. The Preds cannot generate any scoring opportunities over the final minute plus with the 6-on-5 attacker. 4-2 is your final. Calgary Flames come back from down 2-0 in the first period to win this game by 2 goals, 4-2. Shots on goal, lopsided. Calgary Flames 39. The Nashville Predators only 20 in this game. So for the Nashville Predators, while the shots on goal were lopsided in the first period, UC Saros was keeping the Nashville Predators in the game, and the Nashville Predators were being opportunistic in their offense, scoring 2 goals on 6 shots. In the second period, the Calgary Flames balanced things out. It was like in the third period, after Tommy Novak hit that post early in the third, the Preds just seemed to deflate. Seemed like all the air came out of their game. game. They did not have the same energy that they had earlier in the game. Credit to the Calgary Flames. The Flames played hard from start to finish in this game. They earned themselves a 2-goal win on home ice. No, they don't have the most impressive record on the season, but they defeated the Nashville Predators tonight. So for the Preds, they just did not look like the same team over the final 20 minutes of this game, and they lost a lot of battles in the third period, turned over a lot of pucks, and that led to them losing this game. Unfortunately for the Nashville Predators, that's their third loss on this CMA road trip. One more to go before closing it out. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. You gave us 2 minutes. You gave us 10 minutes. We gave you the entire game. We've got full analysis, box score, and so much more coming up on the Renegades of Puck podcast right after this. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know, because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to November the 9th of the year 2023 when the Nashville Predators were closing out their 5-game CMA road trip in Winnipeg, facing off against the Jets for the first time this season. Andrew Burnett deployed his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista, Trennan, Sissons, and Smith, Foodie, McCarron, and Tomasino back in the lineup. Yossi and Fabro are your first defensive pairing. Luzon and Carrier, McDonough still out of the lineup day to day. Del Gaizo and Barry, your third defensive pairing, and UC Saros gets the start in net. We are 1:23 into the first period, and it's Brossoit coming up with a save on Carrier, first shot on goal of the game at 2:28. The first period, Saros coming up with a save on Appleton, his first save of the game. At 3:39 of the first period, Brossoit comes with a save on Del Gaizo at 4:04 of the first period. Appleton breaks the scoring, his fourth of the season, gives Winnipeg a 1-0 lead. The puck hit the traffic at the top of the crease and finds its way into the net. Appleton, his fourth of the season. 5:50 of the first period, UC Saros comes with a save on Barron at 6:43 of the first period. Philip Forsberg's third goal of the season ties this game up at 1 apiece. A 6-0 drag to the middle and then a 5-hole finish. It was an outstanding high-skilled goal for Philip Forsberg, his third of the year. At 9:01 of the first period, Brossoit comes with a save on Tommy Novak. At 10:02 of the first period, it's Luzon and Lowry off to the box. 5 minutes for fighting. Not much of a fight there, but interesting to see Luzon go down to a knee and then be able to get back up. Lowry, the same thing. Kind of an interesting gentlemanly portion to the fisticuffs. 10:22 of the first period, Saros comes with a save on Iafallo. 12:20 of the first period, Brossoit comes with a save on Sherwood at the top of the crease. 13:05 of the first, Brossoit comes with a save on McCarron's backhand. At 16:11 of the first period, we see Cole Smith off to the box for 2 + 5 + 10, while Lowry is only going to get 5. Cole Smith, for some reason, decided to jump Lowry. You can't do that. Dropped his gloves before he even asked him if he wanted to go. Not very gentlemanly like conduct right there, and that'll get you that extra couple of minutes. So the Nashville Predators find themselves shorthanded and without Cole Smith for 17 minutes. UC Saros on the penalty kill situation comes up with a save on Morrissey and then comes up with another save on Connor. At 18:01 of the first period, Saros comes with a save on Ehlers. 19-minute mark even. Saros comes with a save on Kupari. At 19:57, Saros more work, a save on Scheifele. At the end of the first period, the Winnipeg Jets are out shooting the Nashville Predators 14-7 thanks to that surge in the final minutes of the period. Starts second period, 1:05 in, and it's Connor putting Winnipeg up by a goal, 2-1 with his 9th of the season. It was a one-time scooper from the slot. He was wide open and had plenty of time to pick his spot, and did he ever. 2-1 Winnipeg Jets, but 3:48 changed the score again to 3-1. Now it's Connor again now with his 10th goal of the season. He carried the puck through the zone with incredible confidence and patience and then finished with the backhand after UC Saros was down and out of the play. A highlight reel goal for Connor. Again, you have to give him all the stick taps for the patience that he carried through the zone and just the confidence that he exuded while doing it. 3-1 now on Connor's 10th of the season. At 4:51 of the second period, Saros comes with a save on Perfetti. 5:40 of the second, Saros comes with a save on Pionk, followed up by Scheifele in his rebound opportunity. 7:45 of the second, Brossoit comes up with a save on Luke Evangelista. It's the first shot on goal of the period for the Nashville Predators. That's not very good right there. 8:37 of the second period. Still, guys, I was off to the box. 2 minutes, puck over the glass. He was under intense pressure trying to get the chip off the high glass, and he chipped it right into the crowd. Nyquist would join him in the box. 2 minutes for interference, creating a 5-on-3 scenario for 30 seconds. That's when Perfetti would get a rebound, put back his third goal of the season, would make it 4-1 in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. At 4:45 of the second period, it's Winnipeg picking up a bench minor. Too many men on the ice. This creates a 4-on-4 scenario, which allows Philip Forsberg to score his fourth goal of the season, his second of the game. It was a wrist shot snipe. Philip Forsberg, as you know, can just unload with the quickness on the wrist shot, and he did that right here. Just a perfect snipe of a shot. Now Nashville has 2 goals, but Winnipeg has 4. We move on to the second period. 13:44 of the second period, Winnipeg, and no, this is not a duplicate. This actually did happen. Another too many men on the ice penalty, just a matter of minutes apart, and just trying to change too early. The Jets, though, do come with an outstanding penalty kill, and they actually generate multiple scoring chances better than the Nashville Predators did. At 16:22 of the second period, it's Saros coming up with a save on Iafallo. At 16:41, Connor hits the post and rings the iron. 17:44 of the second period, Brossoit comes up with a save on Romagnosi with the kick out of the leg pad. 18:44 of the second, Brossoit comes up with a save on Sherwood. 18:53, Brossoit comes up with one more save, this time on O'Reilly. We hit the end of the second period, and Winnipeg is out shooting Nashville 28-15. We go to the clean sheet in the third period, and it's 2:50 into the period when UC Saros comes up with a save on Iafallo, plus the follow-up by Scheifele. Winnipeg already buzzing again in the third period. 3:30 of the third period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Kupari at the 5-minute mark of the third period. Brossoit comes up with a save on Foudy at 5:43. Brossoit comes up with another save on Nyquist at 6:43 of the third period. It's Ehlers off to the box. 2 minutes for holding the stick. Now, the Nashville Predators power play again for another opportunity, unable to generate any scoring chances, and the best scoring chances would come from the Winnipeg Jets. Matter of fact, a bit of a mad scramble in the situation. At 9:09 of the third period, it's Dillon off to the box. 2 minutes for slashing. So the Nashville Predators back on the power play again. Brossoit will come up with a save on O'Reilly. Then as O'Reilly's chasing the rebound down, he goes ahead and picks up a penalty. 2 minutes for interference. This ends up creating a 4-on-4 scenario for 1 minute and 3 seconds. Nothing else would happen during that special teams exchange, so we go back to 5-on-5 hockey. And at 11:34 of the third period, that's where we find UC Saros coming with a save on Pionk at 12:51 of the third period. Dillon picks up his third goal of the season. It was a long shot with some flyby traffic. Now listen, this was kind of a weird situation. The referee emphatically came in and ruled this a no-goal, waved it off. The broadcast went to the television timeout, and when the broadcast returned from the television timeout, the head coach, Andrew Brunette, was having an intense discussion with the head official and seemed like the whole officiating crew, and been changed during the TV timeout to a goal. On the replay, it was obvious that disallowing that goal initially for goaltender interference was the wrong call by the referees. They got it right during the TV timeout. It just wasn't convenient for the Nashville Predators or their head coach, but it was the right call in the end. So let's go back to it real quick. So at the 12:51 mark of the third period, Dillon's long shot with some flyby traffic initially ruled a no goal and then overturned by the officiating crew makes it 5-2 now in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. chaotic situation took a few minutes to get figured out right there, and obviously left the head coach Andrew Burnett very upset. 5-2 though now in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. 14:02 of the third period. It's Perfetti's off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking Nashville Predators back on the power play again. Brossoit comes up with a save on Forsberg, then comes up with another save on Luke Evangelista. Then at 16:16, just after the power play, we see Philip Tomasino getting his first goal of the season. It was Barry taking the long shot and Tomasino deflecting it out by the face-off circle. A very high out deflection, but a very accurate and great deflection. Tomasino gets his first goal, and you could see some emotion coming off of Philip Tomasino right there, and obvious you've been tracking the story as to why. So, Tomasino's first goal of the season, Nashville Predators' third goal of the game. Winnipeg leads 5-3 in the third period. 16:44 of the third period, it's Connor picking up the empty net goal. It's his 11th of the season. It's also his third of the game. That means he gets a hat trick, and he outworked everybody to get that hat trick. You could tell he really wanted it. Connor has always been very successful against the Nashville Predators, and he does so again tonight with 3 goals in this game. Your final score is going to be 6-3. The Winnipeg Jets outshoot the Nashville Predators 37-23. And for the Nashville Predators, the CMA road trip comes to its conclusion with a record of 1-4. And unfortunately, this game in Winnipeg was not a very, very good one to remember. Closing out the road trip with these last 2 games, it's been rather rough. We have an awful lot to talk about. We have the box score, we have analysis, we have so much more coming up on the rest of this episode of the Renegades of Puck podcast. So let's take a quick break. You gave us 10 minutes and we gave you the entire game. It's called the Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, and it's right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. The Rebirth Sports Full Game Recap, we go all the way back to November the 11th of the year 2023, when the Nashville Predators finally returned home to face off against the Arizona Coyotes. Andrew Burnett deployed his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista. Parsonen Glass returns to the lineup after several games missed due to injury. Philip Tomasino joins him on the third line. Foodie, Sissons, and Smith make up your fourth line. Your defensive pairings are the captain Romagnosi with Dante Fabro, Luzon with Carrier, McDonough still out day-to-day. Del Gaizo skating on a third pairing with Barry. UC Saros gets the start on home ice in front of the home crowd. We are 19 seconds into the first period. It's Ingram, former Nashville Predator, coming up with a save on the captain Romagnosi for the first shot on goal of the game. At 2:02 of the first period, it's Ingram coming up with a save on Sherwood at close range. 3:46 of the first period, Saros comes up with a save on Mosier. At 5:13 of the first period, it's Sherwood scoring his 4th goal of the season, putting the Nashville Predators on the board at 1-0. It was a wrist shot off of the rush. Luke Evangelista fed the play. Sherwood finishes for his 4th goal of the season. The Preds have a 1-goal lead on home ice. At 7:11 of the first period, it appears and was announced originally as Nyquist scoring a goal right here. Later on, changed to Philip Forsberg, his 5th goal of the season. It was a Nyquist backhand through traffic redirected by Philip Forsberg in the low slot area. O'Reilly, great job on the keep-in for the Nashville Predators. Preds buzzing in the first 7:11 of the first period, up 2-0 over the Arizona Coyotes. At 7:43 of the first period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Couliadedo for the first. Ingram comes up with a save on Tomasino off of the rush. 9:07 of the first period, UC Saros comes up with a save with the kick out on Stetcher's heavy shot. But at 9:58 of the first period, it's Carcones with 5th goal of the season. Gets Arizona on the board for the first time. Nashville now leads 2-1. This was a long shot through traffic. It completely eluded UC Saros. Trouble tracking on this particular play. 2-1 now in favor of the Nashville Predators. Arizona on the board, though. 11:57 of the first period. Stetcher off the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Forsberg would bring the iron. Then Ingram would come up with another save on Philip Forsberg's heavy shot a little bit later in the power play. At 14:05 of the first period, Stetcher out of the box with his first goal of the season on the breakaway. It's a 5-hole finish to tie the game up at 2 apiece. The Nashville Predators seem to lose situational awareness at this moment in time, and that's why Arizona is able to jump on this puck and capitalize. A 2-2 hockey game now at Bridgestone Arena. At 15:56 of the first period, UC Saros comes up with a twisting full-body save on Carcone. At 16:58 of the first period, Fabro scores his second goal of the season. It's a one-timer off of Forsberg's cross-slot pass. Philip Forsberg has now become the world-class distribution service. Philip Forsberg, a title that used to belong to former Nashville Predator Ryan Johansson. Nashville Predators now lead 3-2 here in the first period. 19:05 of the first period, Ingram comes up with a save on Foodie's wraparound attempt. Fabro follows with a long rebound shot attempt. The Nashville Predators generate 17 shots on goal in the first period. The Arizona Coyotes end up with 11. 35 seconds into the second period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Michelli after a turnover deep in the zone. 2:53 of the second period, Kerfoot's off to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking, and we see Ryan O'Reilly with his 8th goal of the season. And he brought the jam at the edge of the blue paint and put the puck back in the net, giving the Nashville Predators a 4-2 lead. A second time in this game, the Preds have had a 2-goal lead. O'Reilly's team-leading 8th goal of the season. At 6:23 of the second period, though, O'Reilly is off to the box. 2 minutes for holding. It's going to be Keller scoring for Arizona on the power play. His 6th goal of the season. Keller has had a pretty good career against the Nashville Predators. A cross-slot pass, near side finish. I'm the one that wrote that down, and I couldn't even say it. So it was a cross-lot pass and a near-side finish for Keller in his 6th goal of the season. Nashville now leads 4-3 at 8:35 of the second period. UC Saros coming up with the save on Brown at 12:28 of the second period. It's Kerfoot's first goal of the season. He brings the rebound jam, wins the battle to the loose puck in the crease. The captain, Roman Josi, had one more opportunity on the goal line, could not come up with the stop. Arizona's 4th goal of the game ties this game up for a second time now, 4 apiece. Second time the Arizona Coyotes have come back from down by 2 goals. At 13:38 of the second period, it's the captain, Roman Josi, off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. His teammates, though, the Nashville Predators, would be incredible on the PK and bail him out, not giving up a single shot on goal against. As a matter of fact, they were quite good on this penalty kill. 17:59 of the second period, it's Ingram coming up with a save on Barry. Big-time save for Connor Ingram right here. 19:07 of the second period, it's Carcone's 6th goal of the season, 2nd of the game. A wrist shot off of the rush beat UC Saros clean. Saros had a good look at this one and just could not come up with the save. His 6th goal of the season makes Arizona's total go to 5. Nashville only has 4, so the Arizona Coyotes, for the first time in this game, hold a lead. That'll be the end of the second period. Goals at the end of in the final minute of a period, the first minute of a period, always seem to be big-time momentum swings, and this one certainly is a big momentum swing. Coyotes lead 5-4 after 2. The Nashville Predators out shooting Arizona 28-17 for a team that's struggled to generate shots on goal lately. Good to see the Nashville Predators back in that zone. In the third period, clean sheet, 53 seconds, and we see Mosier off to the box. 2 minutes for holding the stick, or holding on Smith. Evangelista misses the tap in front. A timely stick check by the D prevented him from having the clean look at it. Ingram then comes up with a save on Evangelista just several seconds later on the same power play. 3:25 of the third period, it's Ingram coming up with a save on Del Gaizo through traffic. Good tracking by Connor Ingram right here. 3:51. Saros comes up with a save on Carcone. He's been all over the rink looking for his 3rd in this game. 4:53 of the third period, Captain Roman Josi's off to the box again. 2 minutes for tripping on Keller as Keller was trying to slice across the middle of the Nashville Predator zone. The Captain Roman Josi trips him. Then UC Saros has to come up with a save on Keller and then another save on Hayton's redirect at close range. 7:22 of the third period, it's Ingram coming up with a save on Nyquist off of the rush. At 7:44, Kerfoot's off to the box. 2 minutes for puck over the glass. The Preds would only generate 1 shot on goal, and honestly, there wasn't much organized zone time at all for this power play. That power play was not good enough, just not effective at all. 10:46 of the third period, Ingram comes up with a save on Foodie at close range. At 10:51 of the third period, Ingram comes up with a save on Josi's heavy shot. Left a big rebound, but no Nashville Predator was available or able to get to that in time. At 13:37 of the third period, it's Philip Forsberg scoring his 6th goal of the season. It was a low slot redirect of Nyquist's shot from out high. Second time in this game that occurred. Forsberg's 6th goal of the season gives the Nashville Predators 5. Now the Arizona Coyotes 5. We have a 5-5 hockey game with just minutes to go. At 16:02 of the third period, Tommy Novak is off the box. 2 minutes for puck over the glass. UC Saros comes up with a huge save on Keller, but then Durzee's long shot ends up in the back of the net. His 5th goal of the season gives the Arizona Coyotes a 6-5 lead. UC Saros simply cannot track the long shot from out high. Alex Carrier was going for the shot block, but UC Saros seemed like he was able to see this one coming from distance, and this is not the first time in this game unable to track that puck from out high. Arizona leads 6-5 at 18:25 of the third. Ingram comes up with a save on Luke Evangelista at 18:33. Bukestad works really hard to earn himself an empty net goal, giving the Arizona Coyotes a 7-5 lead. The Nashville Predators would continue with the 6-on-5 attack, but would be unable to find the back of the net for the Arizona Coyotes. Coyotes win 7-5. Connor Ingram gets the win. The Nashville Predators outshoot Arizona 41-25. And for the Nashville Predators, this was simply not keeping their foot on the gas, not pressing the Arizona Coyotes up by 2-0, up by 4-2, then tying the game at 5 apiece, just unable to play with the lead, unable to protect the lead, and unable to ultimately at the end of the game take over and win this game. So the Nashville Predators fall on home ice. Somewhat of a disappointing end result. The Preds played not the worst game of the season. They did score 5 goals in this game, but their goaltending let them down tonight. I felt that UC Saros was rather soft in net, not tracking the puck very well, and the Nashville Predators could have played better on special teams. So the Preds fall 7-5 to the Arizona Coyotes. We've got so much more coming up on this game. We've got analysis, box score, Brian Baston, and so much more on the Renegades of Puck podcast. It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to November the 14th of the year 2023, when the Nashville Predators were at home to face off against the Anaheim Ducks at Bridgestone Arena. Nashville Predators head coach Andrew Brunette deploys his lines in the following way: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist; Sherwood, Glass, and Evangelista; Trennan, Parsonen, and Sissons. Tommy Novak out of this game with an injury, 4 to 6 weeks. Foodie, McCarron, and Smith make up your 4th line. Yossi and Fabro, your first defensive pairing. Luzon and Carrier. McDonough still out of the lineup day-to-day. Del Gaizo and Barry are your 3rd defensive pairing. And UC Saros gets his start in net on home ice. 1:16 into the first period, it is UC Saros coming up with a save on Cam Fowler, his first save of the game and the first shot on goal of the game. At 1:28 of the first period, we find our first penalty in our first special team scenario of the game. It's McTavish. He's off to the box, 2 minutes for holding. UC Saros, though, comes up with the big shorthanded save on Vetrano's backhand, and then Gibson comes up with a save on Glass. At 4:14 in the first period, Gibson comes up with a save on Michael McCarron. McCarron in the lineup over Philip Tomasino in this game. 4:50 at the first period, Gibson comes with a save on Luzon through traffic. Good shot there by the Nashville Blue Liner. 5:55 of the first period, Gibson comes with a save on Luzon again, this time at much closer range, and this time off the backhand. At 9:49 of the first period, Vakanainen goes off to the box, 2 minutes for holding. Gibson comes up with a save on Forsberg through the defensive screen. As a matter of fact, the shot went through the defenseman's legs. Great tracking there by Jonathan Gibson. Forsberg then hits the iron on the near side, and then Gibson comes up with a save on Yossi. Shot on goal at this point in the game is Nashville 10, Anaheim 2. We're just over halfway through the first period. 13:07 of the first period, UC Saros comes up with a save on Jones at 13:38. The first period, Alex Carrier is off to the box, 2 minutes for boarding. We would see an outstanding penalty kill by the Nashville Predators. They would not give up a single shot against, and it would be Fabro and Sissons doing the work out there on the PK for the Nashville Predators. At 18:49, Lacombe off to the box, 2 minutes for hooking, prevented a backdoor scoring chance, maybe more than that, might have prevented an actual goal by the Nashville Predators. He'll go off to the box for potentially 2 minutes. That's where we'll find Gibson coming up with a save on Philip Forsberg. We hit the end of the first period. Nashville out shooting Anaheim 11-5 in the first period. No score in the first period, but the power play for the Preds will carry over for 49 seconds into the second second period. We start on that clean sheet in the second period, and not much is happening for the Nashville Predators. But as soon as the power play expires, just 14 seconds after the power play is the exact number, at 1:03 of the second period, it's Philip Forsberg scoring his 7th goal of the season, the first goal of the game, giving the Nashville Predators a 1-0 lead over the Anaheim Ducks at Bridgestone Arena. This goal was just absolutely otherworldly, sick. Whatever adjective you can think of to put to this goal, it applies. He tapped the rebound into the air. The rebound was already in the air. Lifted the rebound up and then tapped the rebound down. So he hit the puck out of midair 2 consecutive times and then kissed it off the post and had it trickle across the goal line just for effect to really put the exclamation point on it. But Philip Forsberg, a double tap out of the air, his 7th goal of the season. He is really just red hot as of late. Now, the Preds do lead 1-0 on home ice on Forsberg 7th. 2:16 of the second period. Saros coming up with a save on Cam Ballard at 3:20. Saros a save on Minchikov and his deflection at close range at 6:46 of the second period. Gibson comes up with a save on Sherwood, 6:56. Saros a save on Jones's redirect. Again, another close range scoring opportunity at 7:17 of the second period. It's Sherwood off the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. Again, the Nashville PK is just incredible. This time, McCarron, Trennan, O'Reilly all chipping in to give up 0 shots against and honestly limit the Ducks to almost no zone time on the power play. Just truly an incredible PK by the Nashville Predators. We go to the 9:20 mark of the second period. Saros comes up with a save on Terry. 9:47. Gibson comes up with a save on the captain, Roman Josi. 11:52 of the second period. Josi Saros comes with a save on Silverberg. At 12:49, we've got a situation. It's Luzon versus Gudas. They're both going to get 5 minutes, but Strome is going to pick up an additional 2 minutes for stepping in at the beginning of the fight. Gibson's going to come up with a save on Glass's jam attempt at close range, but then the captain, Roman Josi, after great zone time by the Nashville Predators and some solid passing, this would come at the end of a long period of control for the Preds. The captain, Roman Josi, fires away from out high, a just bomb of a shot. His 3rd of the season goes into the top shelf far side, giving the Predators a 2-0 lead in the second period at Bridgestone Arena. 14:55 of the second period. Gibson comes up with a save on Barry, plus the follow-up by Yakov Trennan. Trennan back in the lineup, getting an opportunity here. 16:21, we see McCarron versus Johnston, and it got more strange than that because the fight was fairly benign, pedestrian, but then Johnson, I guess, still had some energy left. Johnson goes ahead and takes a swipe at Dante Fabro, knocking Fabro down and getting himself a 10-minute misconduct. I honestly wish the ref would have given him just an additional 2 instead of the 10. The 10 doesn't hurt anybody, and the Ducks were fine without Johnston in the lineup for 10 minutes. The Preds deserved a power play for Dante Fabro getting swiped at and knocked down there on this play. So that situation, McCarron versus Johnson, not a great fight. A very interesting follow-up, though, after the fight. 17:28 of the second period, and there it is. If the Nashville Predators were on the power play, this probably wouldn't be happening. Fowler scores his 2nd goal of the season. It was a wrist shot that glanced off the D. It was the Ducks' 10th shot of the game. Coming at 17:28 of the second period, the Ducks only have 10 shots on goal. Fowler's shot barely tips off the D. I honestly, I'd like to say it's a soft goal because Saros saw it. There was no traffic in front, but it did skip off of the defenseman, so I'll leave it at that. Nashville 2, Anaheim 1. 17:56 of the second period. Gibson comes up with a save on Yossi's wraparound chance at 18:07. Saros comes up with a save on Frank Vetrano. At the end of the second period, Nashville Predators lead 2-1 and are out shooting Anaheim 22-11. We go to the backside of the sheet, and we get a clean sheet of ice for the third period. We're 1:43 into the third period, and it's Gibson coming up with a save on Luzon. Again, Luzon was all over the place offensively. At 4:11 of the third period, though, it's Radko Gudas with his 3rd goal of the season, left wide open from the blue line all the way down the slot. He crashes hard with the wrist shot. Not the best goal in the world for the Nashville Predators to give up. Up by 1 goal, and they give up a wide open in the slot to a defenseman who is not out there for his offensive abilities. His 3rd goal of the season ties the game up at 2 apiece. At 8:44 of the third period, Saros comes up with a save on Minchikov. At 8:59, Saros comes up with a save on Jones. At 9:07, you see Saros comes up with another save on Jones. It was the best zone time of the entire game for the Anaheim Ducks, and by far the most shots on goal they generated at any point in time during this shift. Minchikov and Jones were just just absolutely raising hell out there against this Nashville Predators team. At 10:23, Killorn is off the box. 2 minutes 4, holding on Parsonen. Incredible effort by Juuso Parsonen right here. Puck control, dancing all around from the end wall to the half wall, back to the net, gets a scoring opportunity, and earns a power play for his Nashville Predators team. Gibson would come up with a save on Forsberg with the mask. It appeared the cage was broken, and if it wasn't, it was just a savvy veteran play right there by John Gibson. Immediate whistle because of the potential problem with the mask. The mask did come off as well. The Nashville Predators would be unable to generate any more good scoring chances on that power play opportunity. At 12:42 of the third period, Gibson comes with a save on Trennan at close range. 14:28, Gibson a save on Barry's long shot. 14:59, Gibson another save on Trennan. But at 16:09 of the third period, it's Vakinen, his first goal, as he's a long shot through traffic after the Nashville Predators were sloppy with the puck in their own zone. Nashville is now down 3-2 at home ice. 16:44 of the third period. Citizens off the box. 2 minutes for slashing. An outstanding PK. The Ducks were just happy to see the 2 minutes expire. 0 shots against for the third time in this game. The Nashville Predators held Anaheim's power play to 0 shots on goal. At 19:15, we finally hit the empty net scenario for the Nashville Predators. And at 19:55, we find an insane scramble, multiple whacks, but nothing goes in the net. The Anaheim Ducks almost paid a heavy penalty for getting greedy with 13 seconds left, firing the puck the length of the ice and taking an icing when they had full control of the puck and could have just slid into the neutral zone to end things. And that insane scramble leads to nothing for the Nashville Predators. They fall 3-2 to the Anaheim Ducks on home ice. They outshoot Anaheim 31-20. 31-20. They held the Anaheim Ducks to 11 shots on goal through 2 periods. They gave up 20 for the entire game, and they lost 3-2. And I don't care about the Anaheim Ducks' sixth comeback of the year in the third period. The Predators should have been well aware that that was coming. And the Nashville Predators now have blown 4 2-goal leads in 3 games. Completely unacceptable for the Nashville Predators. They are not the best team in the NHL. They're certainly not supposed to win the Stanley Cup this year, but by God and sweet hockey, Jesus, you can play better hockey than that, especially with your home rink, blowing 4 2-goal leads in 3 games. Barry Trotz was going to get on the phone. You could tell he was pissed off at the end of that game. That's going to do it for the end of the Rebirth Sports full game recap analysis coming up next. Thanks so much for joining us for the Renegades of Puck 2023-2024 Nashville Predators season recap. We're doing it in chunks of 5 games, so we sure to appreciate you jumping along on the journey and checking out each and every part. Remember, you can check us out at renegadesofpuck.com. Check us out on social media, and we sure to appreciate each and every one of you for jumping in the trenches with the Renegades of Puck. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier. Stick taps, love, and respect.